That's better. So if you haven't been staying up to date with my channel, you know that I do a lot of hiking now, and I do a lot of backpacking and overnight backpacking. Which brings me to why I'm making this video, because having done a year's worth, or I guess 3 seasons worth of backpacking, I feel that I'm finally able to give an accurate review of one of the main pieces of gear that I bought to start doing this. Now, this is my Carrion 65-liter Mountain Warehouse backpack. Some of you may be wondering which trails I hiked with this. Well, in June of last year, I hiked the Western Uplands Trail, the 33-kilometer loop. I hiked the Killarney-La Cloche Silhouette Trail, which is a 78-kilometer loop, and that was in July. And at the end of September, beginning of October, Emily and I hiked the Pemigewasset Loop in New Hampshire, and that was about 52 kilometers. There was some overlap with the Appalachian Trail on that one. Very, very beautiful. I bought this at the beginning of last year. Maybe it was in the spring. I think it was about May, because I went on my first hike in June. I bought this with the hopes that it would see me for a many number of years. Now, if you've ever been to Mountain Warehouse, I think it's a Canadian franchise. They don't have a huge selection of gear as much as, you know, Mech or Sail, but they have a lot of backpacks, and they were having a sale on, and we figured it would be a good time to buy this bag. My fiance Emily also has the same bag, but a different color, and it worked very differently for the two of us. Now, if you know anything about hiking gear, each person kind of needs different gear, depending on the shape of their body, the size, and if you know Emily and I, we are shaped very differently. I'm 6'2", she's about 5'7", and we knew really nothing about backpacking, so we trusted the advice of the sales representative that sold these to us, and in retrospect, he probably shouldn't have sold us the same backpack given the fact that we're so different. For her, the backpack worked quite well. For me, not so much. So if you are a tall person, I'm just going to get it out of the way and say right now, don't buy this backpack. The number one reason is the torso adjustment. If you can see here, the torso adjustment, and it does have adjustment, which is nice, only adjusts so far. As you can see, it goes up and down, maybe about 4 or 5 inches. The sales representative pointed this out to me, and I was pretty impressed by this. And of course, I tried it on in store, but without any weight on it and without really walking around much. I have a 21-inch torso. This probably is best for someone under 19 inches, which is why I had issues. So this bag not being great for tall people, my hip belt didn't carry enough weight for me, and so it ended up just pushing my pants down even though I was wearing a belt over and over and over again, and I would have to cinch my belt really tight and pull up my pants every few minutes or so. The other issue I had were these load straps. As you can see, I actually had to tie one off in a knot because this one kept coming loose and would not hold the tension. This one did okay. The hardware on this bag is, I'd say, marginally okay. I never had any buckles fail on me, and I did about 250 kilometers hiking with this backpack. It maintained its durability quite well. It didn't rip. It's got ripstop nylon. All the pouch features are quite nice. I'm not going to go into a super detailed explanation of all the features, but this pack, other than those issues, did quite well. For Emily, she had a very nice experience, and she's actually going to be using this pack for our upcoming hikes. For those of you wondering, on most of our hikes, I was carrying 45 to 55 pounds in this pack. That includes water and food and everything you'd need for a 3 to 7 day hike. Another drawback of this backpack, I would say, is that there's not much ventilation in the back, not compared to Osprey bags, and as in most cases with outdoor equipment and equipment that you're going to use a lot, you kind of get what you pay for. So this was on sale for $80, down from $130, I think, And whenever I check up on the Mountain Warehouse's website, it seems that this bag is always on sale. That should kind of tell you something, that it's really an $80 bag. It's not a $130 bag. All the zippers work fine. I enjoyed the versatility of the pouches that it provided. The hip pouches are nice to have. All in all, I would give this a 4 out of 5 stars for being a great pack to get someone out and start backpacking. As far as for me, a tall person, this would be like a 2 out of 5. Because my hip belt was not carrying a lot of the weight, because this torso wasn't long enough, I was carrying a lot of the weight with my shoulders, and so for most of my hiking, I had a lot of upper shoulder pain. Now, all that being said, I'm retiring this bag. I'm going to keep it in case friends want to borrow it. And I upgraded to a Kestrel 48 liter. Now this is smaller, but I've really refined my packing and brought down my base weight. When Emily and I hike the Sunshine Coast Trail this upcoming June, I expect it to be a much more comfortable carry. I've already worn this pack a number of times just walking around the city, and it's been quite comfortable. Obviously, I did my research and made sure that this was long enough for my torso, and this one extends up to 23 inches. So if you're looking to start doing backpacking and section hiking, through hiking, I would keep in mind that you really get what you pay for. And the more you can pay for something now, I think the more you'll save in the long run. That's at least the attitude I've started approaching this year when I've been buying new gear. Anyway, I hope this has been helpful. I hope you'll let me know if you have any questions in the comments. And after the next few hikes, I'll let you know how my new Osprey backpack does. I hope that it's a different story. All right, you guys take care, stay chill, and stay frosty. It's a cold, wet one today.